Wakisashi's Tea House. Konnichiwa minasan, this is Gray from Wakisashi's Tea House over in Japan. How are you doing, you Genki? I'm super Genki because it's here finally. My review of The Scorched issue 1, which came out today, Wednesday, January 12th. You get 44, is it? Or even 55. A shitload of pages for $5.99. It's totally worth it because the art is amazing, the writing's good, it's setting things up, it's exciting, it's intriguing, it's bringing the team together. You've got a whole team of hellspawns here. They're fighting a foe in Russia. They're looking for something really dangerous, something called plague spawn. Maybe you've heard of it. Wait till you see it in the issue. Now, can you guess which... Can't say it. Can you guess which cover's my favourite? Yeah, me too. Two amazing covers. The one on the right, the sexy one's by someone called Puppet Master, or is it, sorry, Puppeteer Lee. The one on the left is the awesome Brett Booth cover. Look at the detail. Look at the Spawn Universe characters decking that cover. Okay, so in this review, well, I'm going to break down the story. I'm going to show you quite a lot of the comic book, but I'm not going to spoil too much. If you don't want to know, if you don't want to get spoiled, go out and buy it if you've got any interest in the Spawn universe, because it's a great starting issue. You know, as I said, it's setting things up. It promises much for the future, and the art, it's next level, mate. It's next level as usual. Okay, so what more can I say? Let's show you a little bit of the interior art before we go on. Here we go. Check this out. This is Stephen Segovia knocking it out of the park, mate. Look at this. Medieval Spawn there, looking deadly. And we see the different members, they're talking about sacrifice, what they've had to sacrifice to get where they are. Coming together as a team, you know, fighting evil, fighting this terrible terrorist group called Psalms 137, which we've been hearing about it in Kingspawn. Seanlewis is the writer, Stephen Segovia is the main artist. It's great. Seanlewis has been doing some kick-ass work on Kingspawn. I recommend that if you've not been reading it. Go for it, pick it up, buy it, catch up. It's an awesome story. Okay, so let's go on with the story. Keep watching. Here we go. The story opens somewhere in Russia. The team is Medieval Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, and She Spawn, Jessica Priest in the background. There are two girls with her. And we find out that there's two parts to their mission. First, they've got to find Plague Spawn. Second, they've got to make sure those two girls live. Get them on the feet, Jessica. We see Redeemer hovering outside below the window, and looking out, there's a swarm of soldiers stalking the building. Jessica and the two girls make a break for it. They go for the back window. Gunslinger says, "I thought we came to get plague." They jump. Smash! Girls, close your eyes! So what led them to that building surrounded by soldiers? Let's find out. We're told that a week earlier they were near the Gate of Wolves in a place called Chechnya on a covert mission. This in fact was the Russian branch of the Psalms 137's military division. Inside, their leaders talking about Kincaid and the Exodus Foundation when he gets shot through the head. Next, we get this beautifully drawn page by artist Stephen Segovia. Look at the composition, look how he set the figures up. Okay, we've got the full team here, or have we? Well, there's Spawn, Redeemer, Medieval Spawn, Infantry, and She Spawn, Jessica Priest, who's Black Ops. Don't forget Redeemer's air support. I like that, it's a nice touch. They engage with the Redeemer. Go! It's mayhem as Medieval Spawn swings his huge axe. Air support drops in, and Jessica asks, "Wait a minute, don't you want to keep any survivors, you know, for questioning?" "I need to borrow your gun," says Spawn. As the team plows their way through the terrorists, Spawn grabs one and asks, "This is a secret cell base, isn't it?" When she replies positively, he says, "No one will miss you." Blam! And she's gone. Spawn gives Jessica a gun back and tells them to clean up the place for him. And she's like, "What? Do it yourself. Why would we do that anyway?" And then they find out it's going to be their new home. And this is how the Black Fortress came to be. While Mark cleans up, Jessica takes Redeemer for a walk and starts to tell him a plan. All he cares about is finding the Reaper. But she wants to put a team together, and she speaks about Medieval, Redeemer, and somebody else. Mark's helmet starts vibrating, and when he puts it on, he changes into medieval Spawn. What a great picture by Segovia. Medieval Spawn speaks about sacrifice. They've all had to sacrifice much to get where they are. Then we catch up with Gunslinger Spawn, who's being tracked by some strange beings who call themselves Locust Rangers. They've been tracking him for days. Apparently they can switch their form, they can change, shapeshift even. They've led him to this secluded church where they think they're gonna bury him. Good, there's only 3, says Gunslinger. Crash! Gunslinger bursts out the window, his 2 pistols blazing. He's delighted because he knows he's on the right path, and it mentions a life that was forged over 160 years ago. You boys ain't smart enough to be doing this on your own. Who sent you? Instead of answers, they attack Gunslinger. His flesh is torn. This is a war, boy. You're wasting time. And he talks about bigger threats and laughs it off. We get a reference to See King Spawn, which I recommend you do because it's fucking awesome. Then Redeemer sees them. Gunslinger's failing. Should we give him some help? Jessica replies, no. He loves this shit. Another great panel here. Look at this. Look at the action. It's so kinetic. Gunslinger says they've made a fatal mistake. He's not here because of Spawn. He's got his own reasons. Clack! Scratch! Rip! Look at that. He just rips him in half. I'm more angry than he'll ever be. Jessica's impressed, but before she can ask Gunslinger anything, he already says no. And then we see that the things that were killed, they're starting to regroup. Can it be true? The locusts, the insects, they're reconstructing into something we're told that's going to be much worse than its part. Sin will consume you. You will burn. They attack the monster. What is it? It looks like something from Lord of the Rings. The team come together, fight together, and they appear to blow it into flames. Medieval Spawn asks, are they dead this time? They are, says Gunslinger. Now, we need to send them a clear message. They set fire, and there's a name they leave in the flames. We're told this is how the Scorched came together. This is how they got their name. Now they're heading to Russia, where things will begin to fall apart. Okay, next, the scene shifts to Russia, and second artist Paulo Sequeira takes over. You can see a very different style to Stephen Segovia. Very detailed. I love the colouring in it. We find out that 2 young women are being chased by the Russian soldiers because of something they witnessed in the forest. And then, incredibly, 2 of the soldiers pursuing them change into wolves or wolf men. Odessa, they're from the Black Flag, says one of the women. Just marvel at the detail on this page as the team unleash their fury, their anger, their power, their weapons on the Russian soldiers. Kill all the wolves, screams Jessica. Jessica tells them to secure the women. Blam blam. Secured, says Gunslinger. Gunslinger starts to question the soldiers about Plague Spawn. Who's seen him? Who can tell me? And then one of them starts to talk. He says that it's at General Khrushchev's base, and apparently he's trying to bond with it. Blam! We've got what we need. Let's go. And here we are, back at the opening scene, but this time depicted by the other artist. What do you think when you compare them both? I love the detail, I love the colouring here, but the styles are quite different, aren't they? Okay, we get some background on the 2 women. What did they see in the forest? They were caught by some guards who said, "These labs are private, why are you here?" Zack! He gets speared from behind. And then, here it is, the thing they're looking for. This is the one they call Plague Spawn. Skip a few pages to the epilogue. Here we catch up with Al Simmons, the original Spawn, and he's with Terry. At the end here, Al says, "I'm not going into battle if I can't have people protecting my flanks. I ain't got time to be worried about them. They need to figure things out for all our sakes." And that's where the issue ends. We get some background from Todd McFarlane telling us how it all started. There's a cover of Spawn issue 1. And then, here's a series of covers from the new Spawn Universe titles, including King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, and now, The Scorched. You still here? Okay, nice one. Come on, let's go through some of the variant covers. First of all, we've got this. Advertising Scorched, number 2, coming in February. the Redeemer there, looking very badass. Look at that sword. Okay, this one is by Brett Booth. I think it's inked by Todd McFarlane. Look at the detail in the background there, the characters. It's the whole Spawn world there. Next one, this is by Greg Capullo. Again, I think it's inked by... Is it McFarlane? Let me check. Possibly. Okay, what do you think of this one? Very dark, very brooding, very kind of metal cover. Typical for Greg Capullo, right? The next one is Todd McFarlane's solo cover. I like the pose here. And what is that huge rifle thing, bazooka, whatever she's carrying? Very, very cool. Okay, this one's by Don Aguilio. He's been doing some lovely work on some of the King Spawn covers. I like this. I like the warmth of it, the fire behind it, and again, that huge sword by Redeemer. Look at it. Okay, this one's by Mark Silvestri and inked by Todd McFarlane. Okay, it's focused on the 3 characters here. You got Gunslinger, Jessica, She-Spawn, and Spawn, of course. Then we have this one, which is by, let me check, I think it's Ryan Stegman. Yeah. So we got She-Spawn, Gunslinger, and Spawn. And the final one here, we get a look at the pencils. The pencils by Greg Capullo, is it, for his cover? Look at that. That's an alternative one. That's got to be a really rare one. If you can get hold of that, grab it. God knows how much you'll pay for it, though. Okay. Well, I really hope you enjoyed the issue. I enjoyed reading it. It's really setting things up for the future. That's what I'm looking forward to. And some great art there. Okay. Hope to see you in a future video. As always, thanks so much for watching. This is Gray from Wakizashi Tea House, signing off. Matane. Wakizashi's Tea House. Please subscribe.